What's up, everybody, and welcome back for another recap review show here at the Culture Collective for Power Book for Force. We're talking episode 7 from the final season. This episode is titled Lines in the Sand. Y'all know Lucas, y'all know me. We're here to break this entire episode down. Seems like y'all like that 2-hour episode last week. I can't promise you we might have that tonight, but we definitely got something for you all as we're here to talk all things episode 7. Brother Lucas, who does not attend to the comments from previous weeks, how you doing today?
Wait a minute. I was in one.
You know what's crazy? People love you. Like,
I was in the comments. I literally responded to like 20 people.
Nah, if that's true, y'all get in the comments right now and confirm if Lucas did respond.
Yes,
y'all let us know, because if he don't, But it's crazy. People love you, man. And I just want to say on the record, man, like ever since we started doing this, and it's crazy how it started. But it's been so much fun to covering these shows with you. And I love that people give you your flowers, because you are one of the most knowledgeable persons I know in terms of entertainment, in terms of sports, in terms of life. And like the fact that like other people are seeing that, people are like showing up for you for that. Like, you deserve that, because I can't say that you always got love. And that's probably because of how people had you positioned. But I knew how to get it right. I knew how to get it right. And that I pat myself on the back for, but truly it's just your talent, dude. And people, they mess with you, man. And it's always good to chop it up talking to you these shows. So a lot more for the future for us to come for sure. But listen, one other thing I got to tell you all, give love to our other co-hosts as well too, man. I know Lucas is our top tier person, but like these other people, they're locking in, they're grinding. And they got good content and good work ethic as well too. So like, I know y'all want Lucas, and Lucas is going to be a part of a bunch of stuff, but please give love to the other folks as well too. And he's working with them, just so y'all know. So like, don't get it twisted. He's protegeing other people on the team as well. So show love, folks.
This is a corporate operation here, people. Like, this is y'all supposed to be able to turn on the Culture Collective and like watch it from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We got more than enough content to go around for everybody. Even though I got one of our guys ducking my smoke because he don't want me to cover anime shows with him. But we gonna get past that too, because I'm still gonna make fun of his shows while I'm covering it.
Yeah. And I saw another comment too, and obviously I'm always going to show love to my guy B. Avery from Just My Opinion. So somebody called out that collaboration with you and him and Lamont. I was like, I don't know if you collaborated with Lamont. I know you and B. Avery done some stuff, but yeah, I would definitely sign up for that too.
Yeah, we haven't done it since me and you did it. Oh wait, let me word this correctly. Since me and you did the show with Lamont. But definitely be Avery. That's my guy there, Joe. He is super grinding hard.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they are. They said they want to hear y'all thoughts collectively on Walking to Darius. So I don't know. Maybe we have them over for that very soon. But yeah, let's lock in for Power Book for Force. This is episode 7. We got 3 more to go. And before we get to the finish line, and before we even kick things off today, y'all know what it is. We come bearing gifts. Also, right now available on the channel, our interview with Stacey Marks herself, Miriam, aka Robin Hood. Listen, folks. It's a 10-minute interview, and I got to tell you very honestly, and I said it even during it, 10 minutes is criminal to talk with her. She has so much talent in so many different pockets of things. She's a voice actor. She's a dancer. She's a rapper. She owns a label. She's an actor, obviously. And for sure, we can talk 10 minutes, all things Stacey Marks, and kind of hearing the journey from her doing street team work for 50 Cent to being part of 50 Cent's family in terms of being on the Power universe. I mean, you root for people like this. And as I said to her, and I said to y'all too, if you look at her IG, she be putting that shit on. So I damn sure be peeping her fashion. And I'm So, and it's funny because when you see Miriam in terms of like her fashion and how she's out there and how just multi-hyphenate she is with her talent, and then you see her get the dream job she wants. Says she always wanted to play an attorney, and she has to wear a suit. So she's kind of very vanilla when it comes down to don't get to do too much, and then you get to see her how she really throw down out in real life. Like, it just shows you just the array of talent she has. It was a amazing talk, and I might be able to put y'all on to a little something that we definitely are going to chop it up again at the end of this season. But yeah, big episode for Stacey Marks, as we know, as her journey has come to an end. Let's just start there. We usually don't do this, but let's just start there to the very end of the episode here. And I had some good questions for her, and I am going to tie it into our recap here. But I want to know from you, did you see that being her demise? And at what point, if you did see that, at what point in this episode did you think they were going to pull the plug on her?
It was right after her conversation with Bobby. I said, oh, that's it. That's it. No. You know what it is? It was that guilt hitting her. And amazingly, that's why it was kind of shocking, because I didn't expect that guilt to hit her the way that it did. Yeah. Like, when we open up the episode and she has the nightmare, and you're like, no, that's weird. But then as the episode progresses, you can see that even though she was forced to be dirty, this was not a situation where she wanted to be dirty. And when you flip a person like that, it can weigh them down. And this was weighing her down so much that she had to be in business with Tommy. Like, she never wanted this. So the moment she had that conversation with Bobby, and I said, oh, he's gonna put a battery in her back. And it's in the kindest way. It's like, hey, we're gonna work this out, we're gonna get away. And at that point, she's thinking, oh, then I'm just gonna go tell Tommy. Come on now. After everything Tommy went through this episode, the moment you see them walk face to face and she get a little bra lick, you like, oh, he gonna cancel Christmas, because Tommy. This one the episode where Tommy was in the mood to deal with this. Also,
that's a good take.
After that conversation with her and Maria, because I said Maria's gonna tell Tommy she came to his house, and I said, oh, that, like, she was making moves to let you know. Like,
and you know what? And she didn't get a chance to tell him yet.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. Not get
a chance to tell him yet. Yeah, and I thought then would be the time where, Tommy's gonna have to take you out. Tommy's gonna have to take you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So her demise was definitely within 2 episodes off that one moment. Yeah, these are good points. Yeah. A couple of other questions I want to ask you. Have we seen a character where guilt has weighed on them so much that they sort of put a bullseye on their head to the extent that she has?
Here's the weird part, and I know people are gonna. I want people to go back and watch the original series, because the name I'm going to say, you're gonna think it conflicts, but what I mean by guilt, it was Proctor. See, people look at the relationship between Proctor and
that would have been my guess too.
Look at the relationship between when Proctor had to really get involved with everything, and how it started weighing him down, and that's literally what ended up leading to his demise. It's because of the way everything was weighing him down, and that conflict he was starting to feel. It just happened quicker here with Stacey, because unlike Proctor, who was a defense attorney, like he's also in the business of dealing with people in this type of avenue. So it took longer to weigh him down. Stacey is a prosecutor. Like, we haven't seen too many prosecutors get flipped this way and then have it weigh them down. Yeah. Not at all. Not even cops. Like, normally the cops are already dirty. This is one of the few ones where they flipped her to be dirty by tricking her. And that just that weighed everything down about her. And she couldn't resist it.
Any thoughts about Jenny, Angie, Blanca? Any?
Well, we already know what Blanca is. Come on now.
You're never gonna live that one down.
We're not gonna do with Blanca. But no, because Jenny wasn't necessarily dirty. Like, when I mean dirty, I mean when you start working for the corrupt people that you're trying to bring down, that's a different type of dirty here. So I know people say, well, or even for Proctor, people are like, well, he was working with ghosts, but he was a defense attorney. He would always work with his client, but then he got involved in the business, and then that's when everything started weighing him down. Then his daughter, Lisa Marie, and we saw the way down over time.
Is Davis dirty?
His weird part, Davis was dirty from the beginning. Always remember that.
That's right.
That's why. That's why I want people don't compare all lawyers together. There are defense attorneys, and then they are prosecutors.
Yeah.
A defense attorney is someone who has to dabble in the dirt a little bit. I'm gonna get a little bit behind and a little bit behind the mad shit of myself because it'll help explain it, and then we can move on. I went to school for political science, and I went to school to be a lawyer. And I remember in my philosophy 115 law values course, the professor stood up and said, "Hey, are you okay with people lying to you? Are you okay with hiding things? If you are not, you can never be a defense attorney at all, because you're going to get clients that you're going to know is guilty. You're going to get information that, according to the law, you're supposed to report it, but the moment you report it, your career's over." It's a thin line that you have to follow to be a defense attorney. And if you're not willing to do it, you're going to have to be a prosecutor. It was one of the most powerful speeches that I had heard at my time in school, because, other things that made me realize, oh, okay, so lawyers can't tell all the information that I sometimes that I would want to share with them. But it also, I think, it's highlighted in shows like this when they have attorneys playing both sides. This is what makes this show kind of authentic when it comes to the law, because we definitely see defense attorneys on this show hide stuff all the damn time, but they always will tell you, hey, don't tell me too much, because if you tell me too much, I could become a witness. And they always ask you to hide a certain bit of information from them. But when you're a prosecutor, you have no choice. Once you flip, I think it weighs on you, unless you were just a dirty person from the beginning.
Yeah. Another question I want to ask you is really short answer, because it's a two-part here. Do you feel that Stacey Marks was dirty?
No.
Yeah. That's how I feel too, because circumstances, and I don't think, because it's interesting. If you just say she's dirty, then what's saying? I don't think they're definitely not both playing the same game.
Thing is dirty. Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting about what you said is that we haven't spent a lot of time in terms of why Stacey Marks and Bobby relationship works, and we know, and I think we still haven't yet confirmed, and I did talk to Miriam and asked this as well too, that Bobby is the lone wolf of ethical characters in the entire Power series. But you have to think, if he is so honest and straight, then how could he be with somebody that's so dirty that he would easily be able to see through? And I do think that moment before she dives in, there's a lot to really make it at, and that's why I said I wish I had more time. And obviously, we'll probably talk about it end of the season. Let's talk about that scene for a little bit. And I know we're going backwards here, but Bobby, priority with her has been the resolve of the marriage, which he said, is it bigger than this? And for a moment, you see him kind of get thrown back, like, oh, well, whatever this BS is, I don't want no parts of it. But he quickly understood, and I think he also acknowledged that the reason why he even fell in love with her is because she was somebody who morals aligned with his to do the right thing. And when he saw her in a measure of vulnerability do the right thing, because she can't speak on their relationship worth of shit. She just can't. And I said that in the very beginning of the season in the interview. I was saying, why didn't you just tell him you love him? You could have just gave him that, and then she froze. But you see her in this measure of vulnerability be very honest about what it is. He said, I've been compromised. She didn't say Tommy, but he said Tommy, and he knows his girl. She didn't have to say to know what it was.
Yep.
So he laid it out there like, yo, the number one drug dude on our board has gotten to me, and everything is messed up, even to the point where she says, I love you enough to not jeopardize both of our careers here. I'm going to handle this. And I think Bobby fully understood what was happening and fully almost released her to make the right thing. But also, and I think in a measure of love, because that's what made him love her in the first place, is because she did the right thing. So to the point of how we have praised Bobby about being the lone wolf, I think we were wrong. I think it's okay for us to say she was also 1B here.
Well, the reason why we can't is because she actually flipped. That's the difference here. I don't think if Bobby was presented even in that, here's where this is. Here's the
Hold on. Really quick, because before
Mhm.
you say that, she was flipped. What was the determining factor that she flipped? She took the money and she knew where the money come from, for sure.
Mhm.
I get that. I absolutely get that. But I say let's keep that in a what do you call that? When you have money that's hold for you, that can either build interest and there's a name, and I think it starts with a C. It'll come to me. God, but like the money's available. It's not going anywhere right now.
It wasn't the money.
Okay.
It literally was not the money to me. The money was a microcosm of it, but the money's not the issue here.
Okay.
It's what the show is. It was her ambition for power that flipped her. Because if it was just the money, she could have easily just said, hey, I unknowingly took this money from this drug dealer. You know what happens then? Her career is over. Like, you can't, and not her career as a pursuit as a DA, her career going into politics is over.
Yeah.
She wanted that so bad that she went along with everything when you didn't have to. The difference between her and Bobby to me would have been if Bobby was put in that same situation, he'd have snitched on himself. Because you will not compromise me. That's the difference between them two here, is that she was able to be flipped. When you hear drug dealers, especially on this show, when they talk about flipping or turning anybody, it's a sense that, oh, if I put you in this corner, I know the decision you're going to make. Tommy knew what she was going to do. He just had to put her in that situation. And it's because her ambition was too great.
He took advantage of her.
He took advantage of her ambition. That's it.
Her ambition isn't a flaw, but it was a weakness. It was a weakness that he exploited.
Yeah.
That's why
it can be a flaw if you allow it to be.
For sure.
Do your ambitions trump your morals? It's a hell of a question to ask a lot of people that they cannot answer.
Well, I would say the answer is no for her here, because she stood on business in this episode of saying, I'm not going to let that be the thing. And once she confronted it, she did the thing. She didn't go to him and be like, she even tried to arrest him, which I thought was so wild. And I mean, she spoke on it, but I'm like, did you really think you were going to arrest Tommy Egan in the middle of the night in his back alley? It was 10 o'clock at night.
Here's the thing though. In the end, she did the right thing. Claudia died because she was going to do the wrong thing.
Oh, Claudia did her own demise. Claudia was playing too many different sides there.
But she set Claudia up. She knew what was going to happen to Claudia. That was part of the guilt for her, is that she set Claudia up.
True that.
And also, just like in the real world here, out in real world, folks, she set an innocent man up to go to jail for murder she know damn well he did not commit.
That is also
that's part of her. That's the flaw with her ambition. She was definitely straightforward at first. That's why her and Bobby were cool. That's why her and Bobby had a great, to me, relationship. And we know that because all we gotta do is go back to the beginning of everything with Stacey Marks.
Free Luigi.
The police hated her because of what she did.
Yeah.
Like, she lived, you know how hard it is to stand on business and turn on police officers in a DA's office? Because you know at that point they'll never have your back again, and she did it.
They did.
Yeah, really did. But that tells me that she had morals, high morals, that she was willing to even take on the police.
Yeah,
like that's that. But again,
it's a very conflicted character.
Yeah,
and
that's what makes it a good
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts on this part of the conversation. I think it's time for us to get into things here now. Starting off the top of the episode now, where we see Stacey and Sang, and off break, we see that Sang is putting heat or pressure for her to turn the attention fully on Egan, which we know is self-present. Well, this is interesting. I just realized this real quick. Hold on, let me make sure I'm visualizing this scene correctly here. It's Stacey Marks' dream. We know that, but Stacey says it's all Egan's fault. We have to get him off the board. I'm sorry, it's not Sang. He's just sitting there. Witnessing everything. Yeah. I'm about to say, wait, because if I explain it that way, that's totally different. Because if in her dream it was like that, then that means something that she also confirmed about, had she ever been privy to Sang going after her. She also gave me an answer as to what happened to Hartwick. Where is Hartwick?
which is the biggest. We talked about that. Like, that's a big. People need to pay attention that Holbrook has not been around.
Oh boy,
that's a big thing.
But anyway, cop comes in to arrest her, and then the cop turns into Bobby, and I was like, "Wait a minute, is this Tubi?"
That let you know. Hey,
is this BMF? And then Sang says, "We know everything." And then we see the board changes to her marks for mayor, and obviously this is just a dream. And then the start of the whole episode of just things to come for her, and she's drinking a yak, man. Y'all know you start off the day drinking a yak, that ain't a good look, man. But in your office, it's gonna get bad. But listen, this is the last thing I want to ask you, but I want to say, and then you just sort of evaluate this thought throughout the recap. I honestly feel this entire episode, Stacey Marks did not have a plan. I think she was just, shooting from the hip, shooting from half court, throwing darts at the board, hoping something stick. Because I just feel like the different little reaches that she makes, you start to say, well, what was your end game with all of that? And I will also quickly say that, to your point, brilliantly said, this dream is the first admission of major guilt on the horizon. And dreams do their things, folks. Y'all know what it's all about, and this is just that. And I will tell you, from nights of drinking the yak, it doesn't help your dreams. It only turns them Super Saiyan.
A particular yak that if she was drinking that, I understand.
We'll talk. No, don't say it yet. It's almost that particular yak will 100% make an appearance in this recap today.
Yes, it will.
Because I got a funny comment with that. Anyway, Shanti and Tommy. Oh, go for it.
Oh, but yes, with the dream, we see that it's everything in her life coming to a head, and they showed it all in the dream. Her saying, "We got to get Tommy off the board," and then for the cops to come in and arrest her, and at the same time, the mayor's sign comes up. It's all her fears in one, and is exacerbated by Bobby being the one who she knows. If he finds out she's doing something dirty, he will be the person to bring her in. It's all her fears wrapped into one. That's what makes that a good opening to have, because now we get to see that she's actually, this stuff is weighing her down, and we needed to know that.
Yeah. Shanti and Tommy now. So Shanti just talking about how she got Elise mom on board and they're making money. Tommy's happy that they're making money. Tommy also makes it clear that the Claudia's death will not get back to him, and now that's just one less Flynn on the board. But then they get a text from Diamond saying coalition meeting in 15 minutes. Shanti says she has to handle some business, so she has to give her the 411, and then Tommy gets a text message from Peter, who we know Peter was occupying the Irish pub bar that was given to them in the deal that Vic went and shot up last episode. Now, I think the only thing, and I remember when I first watched that, I guess I didn't sit back and evaluate what happened. So I'm just going to ask you, and y'all let me know, where did Shanti go?
You know what? That was never really explicitly said where she went.
And why will be the other question.
Unless it was just to get more money or pick up stuff. I paid way more attention to her telling Tommy, I'm going to need you to be my proxy. That's it.
Yeah. Or did she really which is really wild here, did she really let her relationship with Jannard make her avoid business?
You know what? Could be.
Is it really that?
She got the text at the same time Tommy did, and she was
clearly
picking up money and being busy. So maybe she did. I mean, you say coalition meeting in 15 minutes, and she like, man, I can't make that meeting. You could be my proc, because here's the thing. I don't think either one of them thought this was going to be a big meeting.
Well, for sure, Bob. I mean, for sure, Bobby. Yeah. For sure, Tommy. But I also, I don't know. I got a feeling like maybe she just was like, well, Jannard's clearly going to be there, and I ain't trying to deal with him, because she has ducked him the entire episode, ghosted him. Remember,
so, but the ghosting took place after what Tommy told her. Like before then, it wasn't a full ghost, was it?
Yeah, since last episode, absolutely. He's been trying this whole thing. But my point I'm making is Shanti, avoiding
Oh,
business
because of what happened last episode.
Yeah.
When she found out that that he had that meeting with Diamond behind her back.
Could that is that crazy or what? Like, I would not have seen that in Ashanti to let the relationship avoid her being at the meeting.
Set me up asking that question because I was about to answer and I had to think for me. Well, you know what? No, we're gonna be real here. Of course, it's realistic because women don't manage emotion well at times. We're not gonna act like that's not the case here. They really don't. And she's in love with this man. And before the fit, he betrayed her.
Yeah,
and she's like, yeah, I don't even want to deal with this right now.
Yeah, it does back that notion that she said she would have gave anything in the world for him. Also, I was talking about earlier when I said because it just hit me when I said Stacy and the money given from Tommy, putting in an escrow was what I was thinking. Waiting until things were met before she actually uses it. But that's not here or there. Moving next now, Tommy meets with Peter. Peter just let him know that, like, listen, our bar got hit. This was clearly personal. Make this right. And of course, Tommy putting the pieces of the puzzle together very early. But yeah, he says, yeah, I got you. I'll make sure the person responsible is handled. Stacy now has a press conference. She's talking about that they got the person responsible for killing Claudia. They said the person is attached to the Marquez Cartel. And then she opens up questions. And I mean, I'm a little impartial about this one. Like, somebody asks her, can you tell us the information that led to this arrest? And she avoided it.
I don't know if she avoided or they showed it that way because she had to give an answer. Like we did see her hesitate on that. Again, this is just to show the conflict. To me.
Well, look, yes and no, because when Sang asked about the anonymous tip, she also told him, not your business.
He works for her though. Like, what you ain't gonna do is question me, and I'm the boss.
You know what's crazy, and that's a question I didn't get to ask. Was there ever was she suspicious the song trying to work from under her? But also, I wanted to ask by his measure of almost just straight up blatantly the hierarchy in there. Was that ever an issue? And she gave sort of an answer to that in another respect about Hartwick. But I would think when somebody that is your, if she is his superior, then he coming at her kind of wrong, and she hasn't addressed that too directly. Now there has been times where she's been in those board rooms and she's like, this is what it is, and y'all, that's it, meeting over. So I don't know, but anyway, she I think they did kind of show it in the sense of she's not going
seem like
to.
She didn't give an answer. She had to give an answer though. She's not crazy.
100%.
She already knew to say I have a CI or something. Vic will always be the fall person here. I have a CI undercover that she can always use.
That's very true. That's actually a very easy oop there.
Yep.
So Diamond and Jannar in the coalition meeting. Tommy gets there, says the guys left and want to know what's happened. They voted to move fentanyl. First of all, also Diamond lusting over wanting to be with the Asian girl was just completely hilarious to me. But he said that they're going to be dealing with the Asians. They are going to be the connect. They're going to be making a lot of money and so on. And with that, I forget other homie name, but he starts talking to Jannar and he's like, hey man, Shanti, I don't think she's gonna be fucking with the fit. And he says, nah, it's all good. I'm gonna get her to fall in line. Tommy peeped the whole thing, and you already knew what time it was then. But Jannar was definitely looking nervous right there. Or was he just looking sad because he hadn't talked to his girl and because somebody brought it up, and now he's like, damn man, we not even good right now.
It was that nervous part because he knew. The moment she found out, again, because we already know you had a meeting behind her back, and now y'all had another meeting, and I found out that you introduced this connect. So that means you didn't even tell me ahead of time that you had a fentanyl connect, knowing that you are addicted to fentanyl. That's crazy. Even though being addicted to fentanyl is also crazy, but insane there.
And crazier things happen in Jannar's world, but I'm glad that we did. I'm glad that we didn't just like sweep it under the rug as if like it wasn't like a prominent thing to the story arc. But next we got the IPs, the Insane Princess and Miguel is rallying his folks, letting them know that the Marquez Cartel is coming for us. Ortega wants a foothold in Chicago, and in order for him to do so, he got to come from the top folks, and that's us. And with that, he's telling everybody that I guess somebody asked him, how do we know? But he shut it down. First of all, let me just really quickly say, this was Miguel's strongest episodes since last season, where we talk about just the force of who Miguel is. And, you know, we've seen him kind of down on his luck and down bad because of the money wasn't working and kind of like being Tommy's side piece to the Chase meeting. But like, Miguel looked really strong and formidable in this episode, and to see him rally his folks here, calling out the plays, getting everybody trapped, letting them know, even Cruz, who I keep forgetting the actor's name, but he's for whatever reason, he's just becoming one of my favorite henchmen right now. Like ever since, as I said, Black Panther, obviously in BMF, as of recently, he's been in so much other stuff too. Like
that is what this was. Oh my goodness. Yep. Like I was severely, I was bothered by the little chanting at the beginning. And then while I was watching, I said, I've seen this before. And it was Neymar in Wakanda Forever. I knew I had seen that chanting beforehand. I was like, well, why are they chanting like that? But again, the speech was great once the chanting stopped. But it was a chanting that threw me off. Like,
it was not that, but okay, fine. You can have it your way if you want.
We don't chant to rally the troops.
Definitely just wasn't that. But Miguel getting his troops ready, everybody's falling in line. But Cruz, obviously his second hand, he says, I got your back. But he says, listen, I need you to have eyes on my sister Maria. I told you that I think this is obviously, I think, good detail here, because if you saw how much in shambles Miguel was last episode not having Cruz, this right here is exactly why. Because if he knows Ortega's coming for him, then he knows Ortega's coming for his family. And if he's not personally watching over his sister, and he has to assign somebody to do it, it has to be the person he trusts. And he didn't blink an eye. He didn't weather. He said, you on my sister, I'm good. That right there, I thought, like, brilliant detail of just showing you like who Miguel is and how, you know, the IPs operate. Now we go to Diamond and Tommy. They argue. A lot of exchange of words and bickering here, but Tommy is once again peeping Jannard's antics from the side because he's laughing and his whole little demeanor and whatnot. Just doing the most. But like after Tommy peeped, he, you know, his demeanor changed. He quickly had a plan. And he was like, all right, cool. I guess we'll move the fit and all. We'll make the money, whatever. But anyway, he says, he also said that he was late because Peter, but then he says like, hey, Jannard, I need you to go pay a visit to Vic. And because he feels Vic is responsible for what happened with Peter, he's telling him everything that's happening. Obviously, because they said Vic must be at home bored. And of course, Jannard is like, I'm not your little flunky, but of course, Diamond, which I thought this was interesting too. You tell me what you think. Tommy made the play. Diamond and Jannard have been on the same page for a little while, but he agreed that he felt that Jannard was the right play to play here. Tommy does give him the two addresses. One is obviously the Vic's penthouse, and the other one's to Ray, Vic's girl. But why do you think Jannard was so okay with Jannard being the one to go see Vic? And do you think there was another
okay with it?
Diamond, yes. Do you think there was some type of motive there, or you think it was just seamlessly how things typically go and he just agreed?
Yeah. If you turn off Tommy completely, he knows it's going to be a problem. Keep in mind, he's still trying to keep Tommy in the dark about the way him and Jannard is moving here. Tommy played this perfectly because Tommy only told Jannard to do it because he wanted to sun Jannard, and it was a test for Diamond. Because if Diamond would have stood at that moment and said, nah, Jannard's not going, you give somebody else to handle it, it would have told Tommy everything he needed to know right then and there. So this was a play by Tommy. Diamond understood that if I pull Jannard off of this, it's going to cause a big problem. that we're not prepared to deal with yet. And it put Jannard in a place where he's being sunned again by Tommy, which he absolutely hates.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we go to Vic at the penthouse and he's calling Ray, just making sure she's okay. So left a little message for her. Jannard rolls up and just gives him advice to say, handle your business. To kind of sum this up, he says, Tommy knows that you did it. You're not going to outsmart Tommy. I think what's very funny here is Jannard and Vic both know they're not going to outsmart Tommy.
Yep.
And you're going to have to serve up a body for this. And if you don't, then I have another airdress, which happens to be your girlfriend that we all know is not a prostitute and is your girlfriend, which I thought it was interesting that we picked that up last episode. And we picked it up not in just, funny banter, but in the sense of like, yo, he really did try to play him in their face. And nobody was believing that. Because Vic, you're not that guy, Mr. Loverboy, which, by the way, I can't wait till we talk about that in a little bit here. But yeah, and then I think there's a measure of just understanding between the two, because Jannard said, like, if Tommy wasn't here, me and you would probably be up top. That is probably very accurate. Well, definitely for Vic, but I can't promise that being the same thing for Jannard.
Well, if we think about it,
Diamond was still getting out.
Diamond was still getting out, but what Diamond had been able to take back over CBI if it wasn't for Tommy.
Oh, he relinquished it over back to him. And I think the one thing, we said from the beginning, Diamond had major street cred. Those meetings aren't happening with Jannard. People, without Diamond, people know Jannard, and they know Jannard by way of Diamond, but Diamond commands a whole different type of respect. And I think the testament to that is Che did not know who Jannard was, and Che has been on the top of the board this entire time. So, like, it doesn't matter.
No, I think the difference is, though, the people on the street level followed Jannard. They weren't going to follow Diamond.
Yeah, they were. They were going to follow.
Nah,
you look at
we got to go back to. Oh no, just go back. Just go back to season 1. I think it's one of the best building blocks of this show is when you see the way those soldiers were reacting when they thought Jannard was out. They wouldn't mess with Diamond. We got to remember, Tommy flipped all of them to really get more on Diamond's side because Diamond needed the help.
I don't know. I guess I gotta go back and watch, but I believe it was the philosophy change because Diamond wanted it a certain way and Jannard wanted it a certain way. And so he had CBI basically divided because some people liked the MLK way outside the Malcolm X way, and I think that Tommy, being that he's like the glue to everybody in Chicago, including the coalition, is that he allowed people to say Diamond is making the money. He's the true leader. He's the one with the brains on his head. He's the one that's making the connection. Jannard, by all means, is just the grown-up YN that just want to shoot first, ask questions later, don't make good business decisions. And some people liked it. And I think it's also like kind of brilliant in that sense too, because look how some of the other gangs are running. Just like the 9-7s, like the ones that's Jannard's DNA. In fact,
that's my point.
The Yardies, Jannard DNA,
But that's my point. That their CBI is really back under Diamond because of Tommy.
Yeah,
in the end, it's under them because of Tommy. Because the little YNs would have followed Jannard to the grave and back.
I can see that. But so with that being said, like, Jannard tells Vic, serve up a body, make it right. I believe you'll make it right. I'll stall and make time for you, but you got to get this done. And I think that the reason why Vic wanted to know, like, why was he helping us? Because I think Jannard understands, like, one, I can get a favor from him, and I probably would need this at some point. But also, we're in the same kind of boat here. Like, enemy is my friend here. So, like, maybe we can make something good of it. But I think Jannard, because I don't really praise his sort of intelligence to think 3 steps ahead. I don't think he's laying out a plan. I think he just understood, like, this makes the most sense here because we're both being bitched around by Tommy. So maybe we got something in common to kind of work something out here.
I'll ask you this question because I'm not 100% sure. Does Jannard also know that Vic's a snitch?
That's a good question.
Because I don't remember it being revealed to him that Vic was a snitch.
I think there's a certain temperament that everybody knows that Vic is. Yeah,
they know that Vic is away, but Tommy and Diamond, have they ever told anyone else that Vic was a snitch? I don't remember it. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I tell you, I don't have an exact answer, but you tell me what you think. Does it matter for Vic? Because him either being a snitch outside of him just being a flunky falling in line is basically the same detriment to him on the street. He's supposed to be running the Irish.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not talking about for Vic. I'm talking about for the way Jannar and Vic were talking.
No, I know that.
But Jannar was talking like he wanted to team up with Vic. I would team up with him if I knowingly know you're a snitch, because it does me no good. And then I would know you're under the DA's thumb already. How does that benefit me? That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, y'all let us know in the comments. I can't recall. But first of all, well, I can tell you one better. Like, have we seen Jannar and Vic in the same place in a while?
Exactly.
So yeah, and I would imagine Diamond knows what's going on, but Jannar, I mean, if Jannar knows, he would have been a fly on the wall, but I don't think so. And actually, if he would have, I think Jannar would have said something about that. I think he would have called him straight out on it, because him about Vic right here anyway. He was kind of sunning Vic, because in any other time, Jannar's being sunned. So, if he has a moment where he can kind of puff his chest out, he's going to take that chance.
Exactly.
Anyway, Shanti and Tommy now. So Shanti gets the text from Jannar asking are they done fighting yet? Hey, is he out of timeout yet? Can he do dinner? Hey, let me just tell you one thing. My brother Chris D. Lofton with the plug here. In that text, he says your boyfriend can cook. I know what you did there, sir. If y'all don't know, that's the name of his brand. Well, a play on his brand. I think it's your boyfriend can't cook. Let me look that up real quick. Chris D. Lofton. What do you call that joint real quick? Yeah, your boyfriend can't cook. Yeah, so it's a play on that where he said your boyfriend can cook. But anyway, he says, like, listen, we're getting dealt with a product from Che. Her people can handle it in the club. They're doing good. But this is Tommy setting up the play. I'm just letting y'all know right now. This is the first marker here where he says, I'll meet you up at the club later. And then he says, you must be really proud of your boyfriend for everything, the big moves he set up for CBI. And it's like, wait, what are you talking about? It's like, well, he hooked it up with the Asians, removing fentanyl. And she says, I would have never voted for that. And they left me and you out of the vote. And then she goes off about all she did to get him clean. He was all strung out. She's pissed. She says that Diamond knew as well, too. He was the one that asked me to get him clean. And they said, looks like the Sampson brothers are playing us both. Now we get saying getting rolled up by the Ortega folks, and they're mad about Ortega's cousin getting got, and he didn't give a heads up about it. But saying, I guess, felt like I thought Shane should have got killed here, just to be honest.
Yes, absolutely.
This was just not a good response to, like, how come you didn't give us the heads up? He said, well, she's protecting somebody, and I'm going to find out who. You better, or your life depends on it. But whatever. He should have caught a bullet right there. Next, we get Stacy, who's at the bar, and Tommy rolls up. He says, congratulations on your press conference. You're a natural born liar. And I think the only thing to really make here is that with all the things that are being said, that he says, like, with everything that comes my way, I'm sending it your way, to keep me clean. But you'll look back at this moment and realize that it was all worth it when you become mayor. He says, you know what? I think you're my employee of the month. This, to the question I asked you earlier, this right here was the moment where I was like, oh, she did not take that well.
Nah, not the employee of the month comment. That was disrespectful.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was disrespectful the moment he got to the bar. Let's think about it. Think about it for a second here. You're out in the open in a very fancy establishment, and a drug dealer that everyone knows is a drug dealer walks in and sit right next to someone trying to
bold. Hey, but listen, I tell you what, same situation, because we all know all the political folks eat at Capitol Grill off
they do
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yes, they do.
I
Yes,
don't
and it
think.
is. Oh, I didn't say like someone would discover it. I just said it was a bold move. Because boy, it's a lot of drug dealers and a lot of politicians meeting up at Capitol Grill.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was just gonna
Yes.
say.
Oh, I'm not naive. I'm far from it. I didn't think it would. I think for her it was bold because now you're out in the open with me. Like she's not accustomed to this.
Yeah. So now we get D-Mac and JP. I think the only thing that really make it is that JP doesn't want to lose time with his son, and he is acceptance to D-Mac being a YN on the streets of Chicago. And he loves his son, and he doesn't want to do anything to mess it up. I got to be honest here. We got like 3 more episodes. I still want a little bit more out of JP, man. I really do. God, I don't know why his name slipping out of my head, but I really do think he's a phenomenal actor. I said in the very beginning that I wish we had got more into the music scene of stuff with him. Him running his plays. I feel like we got a little slighted from his story arc. But I will hold reserve if there is more to come within these 3 episodes, because while it shouldn't be the center of Tommy's story, it definitely should have. It should have more of a fingerprint on things. And the only thing that I felt like it has done thus this season is establish that Tommy does have family. And the thing he went to, as we said, the thing he left New York from is because he didn't have a home. He didn't have anybody. He lost everybody. He didn't have family. Only to discover he had family. And so because he has that and he knows they're there and they're protected, they're safe because they're not even ever in the scope of things. It's just kind of like understanding that like we can't say Tommy's alone or he doesn't have family, he doesn't have anybody to fall back on, because he does. They're there. But just want to see a little bit more of a fingerprint of JP's story on things. Now we get Maria and Tommy. They're looking at the ultrasound picture. They're coming up with a bunch of different goofy names. Well, Tommy's coming up with white names. But I think this was just super white. But it's cute. It's just cute to see the two of them, and Maria bringing up the idea that Tommy once said that he didn't see kids in the future, but he said, boy, that's because I really got to know you. Perfectly said, perfectly executed, makes sense. They kiss, and now that he's met her, everything has changed. And I tell you, for one moment, I was like, oh boy.
She's a gunner. She's a gunner. That's what you thinking.
I was like, oh boy. I was like, yo.
I am still not willing to say that ain't gonna be the case yet. I don't know. Because they are setting this either.
But God, I just need baby Tommy to hit the screen one time, bro. But you know what though? It'd be criminal if they didn't, because as much as we're going back in origins in one direction, if Tommy himself isn't going forward, which we don't think is true at all. Because we think he is attached to the film or the series legacy with him and Michael Rainey. I feel like the kid needs to be there. I think they need to have a possibility of expanding the story even further. And I think, first of all, the series is very lucrative for them. It's probably one of the main ones that kept them on life support through their tough little hiccup period. I can't see them. I cannot see a network decision coming down to leave not something open for an additional possibility here.
The baby?
Yeah.
I think I'm right. Unless they change my mind in like next episode, her and that baby gone. Like or it's gonna be a big. Something has to happen to her to galvanize Tommy and Miguel. To me, it has to happen.
Well, that I'll get to that, but I will say, like, they are giving us enough that every possibility is possible right now. Mm-hmm. Whether it's Miguel, whether it's Cruz, whether it's Maria, whether it's the baby. I'll tell you one thing that hasn't been a possibility right now. Who the fuck is going to touch Ortega? He's looking real comfy in jail right now.
In jail, out of all places. But Che did ask. about to say, I think that's what I said. We'll get into
I
it.
mean, Miguel
that
asked
scene
Shay, but yeah.
between Miguel and Shay, because that says a lot.
Yeah.
That to me, that said way more.
Oh, it confirmed everything I've been thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But we'll see what's up with Maria, man. I'm holding on to it. But anyway, the hitman get the call from Ortega. He wants now Egan and Miguel dead, triple the fee for it. And he said, if you don't, then you're dead. Then Diamond and whatever homegirl name is, and he's
the copy flip.
Yeah, exactly. She's noting that he's drinking now. He says he's doing a whole bunch of new things. So Diamond is definitely just spiraling out of control here.
Yep.
But he says, yeah, we're going to be moving fentanyl in the prison walls now. And he says, so that's just going to leave, everybody knows, it's going to leave a trail of bodies. She's not all for it. He doesn't care. He just want to make money. And well, obviously this is everybody's favorite line here of the episode. And while she doesn't know what she wants to do, he tells her what she's going to do. I don't know what she said back, but I do know what he said back. He said, the only thing I need to do is stay black and die. Lucas Moore, as a proper quotation there. But anyway, he says, listen, make it happen. Yeah, he just dismisses her. He just carries her. What did you
have you ever known a character to say all I gotta do is stay black and die, and they didn't die? Nope. They all die. It's literally like one of the last lines you say before you die.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Come on, bro. Like
Tyler Perry's never died in any of the movies.
And he never said stay black or die.
I swear Madea has had to say that.
No. Madea has said lots of things. I don't think Medea's ever said.
She
may have told another person, all you gotta do is stay black and die. But Medea's never said it. And 9 times out of 10, that person died. They had a funeral or something.
Let's just see if that pops up in any movie quotes real quick.
That's in every movie. Every movie said. I think New Jack City said, and I think they said in New Jack City.
Oh, this is funny. Law and Order SVU.
yeah, of course.
The Cotton Club, 1984.
With Forrest Whitaker. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious. It has been everywhere. I'm just curious about where the places SVU. Yep.
Look here, you can't say all I got to do is stay black and die and not die because you already black. It's like a famous.
Also on Criminal Minds.
See? So all the shows where people die repeatedly.
Yeah, this is funny.
We know Benson and Stabler didn't say all I got to do is stay black or die. Oh, we know who said it died.
Oh man! All right, so next we get saying is Stacy and saying questions. Are you 100% sure you got the right person? Obviously, because he is getting pressure put on him. Yep. Who gave you the anonymous tip? You don't need to know that. Something don't feel right. I feel like you could be being played. She wants to know why you questioning me, saying, we need to be looking at Tommy harder. It's been handled. Move on. We got to win. Take the win. And he says, I'm not convinced. But I do not think that she was ever alerted to his actions here.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's obviously not only just that, it just makes it easier for her to just accept it. I'll tell y'all something. I'll tell y'all a little something. This play mechanism has worked through society for many, many generations. Just think about a lot of other situations where you kind of wonder who was responsible, and I don't know, token A person just gets put to the forefront, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, I guess it's just that person. Then let it be." Where you start to question, that don't actually seem right here. So, history, folks, American history.
Person recently that met their untimely demise, and amazingly, they arrested somebody that 1 + 1 equaling 2.
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense.
Certain I don't want to use certain words here because probably who knows algorithm whether, but certain attempts, grazing ears was also kind of Interesting.
Ain't heard from that person since.
Yeah, and that podcaster, that podcaster, you know, kind of, yeah, like you said, interesting.
Hey,
yeah. But anyway, now Jannard, texting Shanti, still not getting an answer. Tommy comes in asking about Vic. What's really interesting about this is that while Tommy asking about Vic, Tommy really does not care about Vic right here. He's very like, okay, whatever. Yeah, because he obviously is focused on his plan here. And he says, Jannard also take covers for Vic. So I don't think it was him. Maybe one of his homies or something, but he'll be on top of it. He'll make it right, which to me tells me there was a little bit of a conversation between Jannard and Vic that they left out of this, because for him to say maybe it's one of his homies and he actually does one of his homies lets you know, like, there probably should have been a little extra dialogue or something added in there for that. But whatever. Anyway, he leaves him back, says taking to Shanti, says I don't take orders from you, but then he also does the thing he did earlier. Well, if you're not going to take orders from me, take it from your brother here. And this is you want to get back into CBI after all the shenanigans that you did, and this is what it looks like for you. So anyway, Jannard makes a threat. I can't wait to kill you. And he was like, yeah, well, you know what happened the last time you tried to do that. You know exactly what that looked like here. But then Tommy texts Shanti and says, meet at the VT tonight, pick up in an hour. He's all setting up the play. Now Vic and his boy Connor, I don't know how else to put this, but to say Vic kills his childhood friend over some girl he just recently started dating.
Yep.
That dude loves love, man. I tell you.
Hey, to the end. Because that's some bullshit there.
Crazy. I can't even believe how he sauced my boy up. Like, I'm thankful for everything you've done for me. And it didn't feel ominous because homeboy was drunk. So you could have just took it as a sense of like, oh, they're just being emotional because they're drinking. He fucking killed him. That's garbage, bro.
Also, Ray can live. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
You've known her for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks, Joe. 6.
Crazy.
Hey, it's crazy. Vic don't care, Joe. He'll love a boy to the end, Joe.
That's right. All right, Miguel gets a visit from Stacy. Stacy is trying to get information on Claudia from Tommy, about Claudia from Tommy by working through her. Stacy does peep that Miguel is pregnant by looking over on the counter. So it's her first time getting that information. But also at the same time, too, she tries to promise her a way out of this. She also tries to implant things in her head, create doubt. But Miguel stood on business, kicked her out, did what she was supposed to do. My question here is, in everything that Miguel did, do you think that she was shook? Do you think she was unsure because of the propositions that was thrown at her? Or do you think she handled it and stood on business?
2 out of 3.
I was going to say, there's only one good answer here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's only one bad answer here. But yeah, go for it.
I think she was shook. And I think she's having second thoughts.
No, what, bro? Okay, that's not where I was going. That's not how I thought you was
going. No, that's not where you were going, but it was obvious the moment she closed that door, that look on her face, she was having second thoughts again, because she said, I think, and the key part was, do you want your child being raised by a murderer? And I think it's weird that they're having that weigh on someone who is the sister of a drug kingpin.
That's why I don't believe it.
Having it weigh on her. What you look at her facial expression, it's clearly weighing on her. So I just found that weird because it doesn't make sense. It also doesn't make sense for Stacy to try to flip someone who, again, is the sister of a known drug kingpin. Like, what are you flipping her for? She's never gonna snitch. But here you did see, like, it's a realization, there you go, that Tommy is a murderer, that she is in a situation that technically, Maria's been avoiding this situation her entire life of being with someone who's anything like her brother. And now you fell in love with someone who's worse than him.
I don't agree at all. I don't think she has a problem. I don't think she has a problem with her brother at all. I don't think she has a problem with her brother's lifestyle. No. And I think she knows exactly what the Garcia family is all about. I think that she took this moment to say, how do I respond here? Do I immediately tell Tommy that she came? Or do I just let this go? Because that is a death sentence, as you said. You now in your hand, you have the ability
someone's
right
life
now,
in your hands.
someone's life in your hand, off of this major threat to her, Tommy's establishment, and his baby. So I think that's what I saw, because as you said, she's a Garcia. This ain't nothing new. Like people ain't, and although two things I want to make. For the same reason they overshot the scene when Stacey got asked about, do you have any information what led up to the tip? I thought they overshot this one as well to kind of create television for us. But like, if we just had to just go off on a limb and say, well, has Maria been in this situation before? Hell yeah. You don't think they tried to roll up on her abuela and Miguel, maybe even Cruz back in the day? And you don't think she had to stand that? Listen, man, we'll get you out of this, right? And like, we'll give you immunity. You can get away. Just give us a little bit of information on your brother. This is her lifestyle. That's just how I see it. But because of television, they want us to have that little bit of doubt that plays into the doubt that she had when she went to the clinic. But she made her decision and she made peace. And I think, again, 3 episodes left. I think we have to kind of make sure that no chessboard pieces are glued to the board. I think we have to make everything feel in question, everything in doubt. This is I know you don't watch it, but for everybody that's watching it, this is Love is Blind 101. You got these people that unpick their I know you don't. But everybody that do y'all always notice every time we get down to the wedding episodes, everybody's so, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know. Y'all done all these weeks about being so sure with the person, right? And all of a sudden, the television production always make the conversations in doubt. And nothing is certain. No one gets out there and be like, we're locked in. We're good. Everything's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm cool with that. I felt like that's what they're creating with all of our characters right now. It's like, we can't be comfortable with any characters because this is the season finale and series finale. And we got to put a period at the end of the sentence. And we can't have y'all thinking, I tell you what, I bet you episode 10, I bet you that's going to be in the ether. I bet you we'll be doing a late night stream that night. I bet you that.
Let me put it like this. I think you'll know exactly what Maria's thoughts are when episode 8 opens up with the news broadcast of her watching that Stacey Marks has been murdered. Woo! And her knowing it was Tommy.
Ooh-wee.
And then you'll see her reaction, and then that's what I mean by that look. I think all of that will come into fruition there, because then it's definitely going to be like, oh, so you killing people is not going to stop.
Yeah,
but it also runs twofold here, because if we play this properly, this also could be the reason that she survives and they leave Chicago.
Yeah,
it's because of this. Because she may say, hey, if you can't be here, if this is going to continue to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I love your thoughts. Honestly, that's how it's just got to be at this point. We can't have no certainties right now. And I know you always say every season that they've shot multiple endings. I definitely feel like they shot multiple possibilities for this.
Definitely.
And I think Maria is definitely not somebody we could just be so certain with. And even to my point of saying, well, she's pregnant, so she has to be protected. They wouldn't do that to a kid, would they? Well, I still don't think they could, but I do think we need to not be so sure, you know? But y'all let us know in the comments. Do y'all think Maria looks shook? Do you think she's now contemplating her decisions? Or do you think she handled it and stood on business? Because that's what she do, Maria Garcia. That's what the Garcias do. Maria Egan coming soon.
I'm about to say, yep. All she does is chew bubblegum and shoot insulin into Miguel.
You're crazy. I wonder if she's gonna have a bump before the season's over.
We was talking about, will they try a time jump? We don't know, because it's not set up for right now to have a time jump unless it's episode 10. Because the way everything is moving, there definitely won't be in the next 2 episodes. You can't. It's too much stuff that need to be closed out for a time jump.
And I wish I had the person who commented in last week's video about previous time jumps, and I don't know, there was some random commentary about why they wasn't right, but it's true. It's happened in previous seasons. And it's not so much thrown on your head of like major time jump. It's just like you can tell a month has passed, you know, and that's fine because if a month has passed, like anything can happen in a month. Like if let's just say it's a time jump next week, Stacey Marks has been buried, somebody else has been brought in. You know, Sang has been able to maybe Sang is operating things, is covering things up. Like it just heightens the stakes there. Yeah, it could be. That's crazy, honestly. Which could possibly mean Ortega could be getting out. Ortega could be getting
take over, or we're going to see the return of somebody.
Yeah. Hey, where has Blanca been at?
We know. Blanca showed up in the first season. We ain't seen her since.
Where has Blanca been at?
Where is Power's residential dirty cop?
Okay. She's not in the top 3, if you ask me. She's not. Top 5, maybe.
Not obsessive dirty cops. So Blanca is dirty across multiple episodes and multiple series. So she's in a category all by herself, Joe.
All right, so Jannard now, he's as I said, he's this is it. Jannard's at the club. He's looking for Shanti. Says Shanti, they don't think Shanti's coming in. He calls her, she didn't answer. And I know everybody wants to think that Jannard was strung out because he done hit the white powder here. But I wanted to bring to your attention that Jannard went to the bar, paid in cash, by the way, because that's probably the only way you can pay for this. We're going, I know y'all, matter of fact, let me just chill because I don't know how hard. I don't know how hard some of y'all ride. And the last thing we need is petty Betty coming this way.
It's not disrespect. It is disgusting. It is disgusting.
Decisions was made, sponsored by Branson Neat Cognac. Branson Cognac Neat for this episode. But anyway, the dancer, I think her name was Jade. She put it on Jannard pretty hard. She gave him the powder, gave him the temptation, and he's sitting there trying to figure out what he's trying to do. She says, I'm gonna be in the VIP waiting for you. Vic goes to see Tommy.
Drink of that Branson, and that was it.
That was it. It wasn't the powder, it was the Branson. But Vic goes to see Tommy. Once again, Tommy doesn't care about what Vic has done, but Vic delivers the body. And he says, listen, just stay in line, and your girl is good. Deliver this to Peter, and that's it. You say what you do what I tell you to do, and we're all good. So while Vic questioned that he thought girls or girlfriends was off limits, he says, nah, nothing's off limits with me. And I don't think that necessarily sat right with Vic. Yeah. Now, as we've been saying, I think we're leaving everything sort of unsure right now. But I am taking away that this is the final season. Ain't no way Vic's going to make a move here. No way. No way. But they want to leave that doubt for us to think like, oh, snap, Vic might for the power of love.
Unless he don't want to be the last Flynn standing. He won't be. He won't make that mistake.
Yeah. He'll be seeing
Walter.
But
there's no telling with Tommy now because Tommy's going to be on demon time for the rest of this season.
It's true. All right, so now Jannard in that joint banging his girl like he got rent to pay. And I don't even need to get into the details about all of that, but Shanti comes in, she sees him, they exchange words. A lot of things are exchanged. Even to the point that Jannard is I'm the motherfucking boss. You work for me. Don't you forget that. We not equal. And then he quickly spirals to you never loved me. You used me to get in CBI. And then Shanti says, there's nothing I wouldn't have done for you. And you're no king, you're a peasant. But anyway, Jannard crashes out. Shanti is clearly upset. Only for Sister Shanti to now go to the next scene and show you that clearly she has sent in a demo tape or reel or audition for the new Street Fighter movie. Because the way how she took that back to that Lambo for the extra stage there was very impressive.
Look here.
Listening to Lotto
and beating cars. Like I don't know why do y'all take it out on the automobile? The automobile ain't did nothing to y'all. Nothing to you. Nothing. Listen,
I think at some point we just have to come to the realization that Street Fighter adding that bonus stage of beating up the car was
That
not man
ruined
created.
lots of childhoods. Lots of childhoods are ruined by that. E Honda with those hands on that car has ruined multiple childhoods, because they think that's the response to everything.
It's crazy.
Like that's what made that whole scene good, though, because
Yeah.
the whole arguing back and forth. Again, this is why you don't help crackheads, Shanti.
Yeah.
That should be the rule. But for Jannard to boss up like he did on her, like, no, you work for me.
Yeah.
You would be nothing without me. And it's like, wait, we're not blind. We understand that technically a lot of her business has nothing to do with you. Like, it's because of her name. So now you really get to see how it is going to work for Jannard. And then we already knew the path this was going to take Jannard down. You just lost the love of your life. The person who was helping keeping you off drugs. What will be the next step for a recovering addict?
Yep. All right, so Tommy and Jade basically just confirming that Jannard was being set up, paid her a good deal. I think she even tried to offer a service to Tommy, but Tommy's good. Now Stacey is being interviewed. I honestly, I don't know who this lady was. This is not the DMC lady, but she must be a DMC representative, or she's just doing local news.
I thought it was just a reporter. I thought it was just a local reporter. Yeah.
That's why she went into the whole spiel of being a black woman, talk about her childhood, talk about her motivations, really opening up about her. This is honestly great because we now have the full circle of who Stacey Marks is. Like, this is when I really, really knew something was going down.
Once they give you extensive backstory, you're thinking about to be punched.
And just like Ghost, just when you're getting up in the pose, it all goes down here. So once again, the Queen's Child Project will be delayed for a couple of years.
Forever at this point, Joe.
Oh man, I'm starting to think for all the folks that live in LA, those high-rise towers that were developed that apparently I guess they just lost funding for, and
just
all the graffiti, all the graffiti artists is there. Queen's Child Project.
That is the most disrespectful building ever, Joe. That was going to be a very expensive high rise. And they just left that junk like, we ain't got no money. We can't finish this, Joe. And now graffiti artists scale that motherfucker just to do it. Risk life and limb for some spray paint. Absolutely not.
And Stacey remarks about everything she's done and continue to do will be for them. So like almost her dying declaration for the city of Chicago. JP D-Mac and his girlfriend Genesis. I really don't know if there's too much to make here, but to also reiterate something we kind of knew from the beginning, that D-Mac is super smart. He got over 1,400 on this SAT. I think I forget what the new one is, but I know for us the SAT has max score was 1,600, I think, right? So 1,400 is phenomenal. I score pretty high, but I didn't score that high. But how you want to look at it? D-Mac is smart. We all knew that, and that's how they introduced is D-Mac being smart.
Numbers.
But I thought it was interesting, even with Genesis being in the idea of saying like he could go to college. He just got his GED. And JP did not pivot, which is 100% apparent thing that they would do. If somebody's reiterating the same thing that they've been telling them, especially if it's like a significant other or another family member, they're gonna be like, see, I was telling you that. But like, no, he kept it for what it was. He kept them at bay. But I think JP's just happy to have family. He's happy to have people to cook for. They're getting to open up about everybody. Genesis happens to come out to be gender fluid. And of course, D-Mac ignorance is the highlight of this whole thing.
The funniest shit in the world. You'll never believe it. He gay.
What you mean you fluent? Because like I'm pretty solid here. So what does that mean? Like you and the girls too? My boy's cracking up. But listen, I tell you what's the most iconic thing about this is that this is a power dinner scene that didn't go to shit.
Yes.
Kudos to the members here.
More than anything is that this is just to reiterate D-Mac's true feelings towards JP. I love when Genesis says, oh, so I'm surprised you're not stealing your music. And she said, how would you know that? Oh, he talks about it all the time. Again, it reiterates the point that D-Mac loves his dad, still talks about his dad.
Loves his family.
Yes. Yeah. Like that is something you got to reiterate. And it's highly important to reiterate it because I don't think it's been brought up to them yet that Tommy has a baby on the way.
Mm.
I think that we're getting the family building aspect back into the show.
That's true. That's true. It's interesting because it's the complete full arc of the entire series, from no family to family, getting bigger and bigger. And also, I don't know if it was right here, but like D-Mac clearly misses Kate and having that conversation with Kate, which we'll talk about in 1 second. But anyway, Bobby and Stacy. I don't know if I need to talk about this too much, but this again was the scene where Stacy opens up to Bobby about everything that's going on. And she sets the meet with Tommy at 10 o'clock via text. But I think the only thing we didn't say here was once Bobby released her, he damn sure had that look like this might be the last time I see her. And I don't think he thinks she's gonna die. But I do think this is the last time he sees her in the way that he sees her. Because I definitely think Bobby is thinking, because nobody's going to be like, oh man, my wife is crashing out and she about to die. I think he's more or less thinking like, oh, this ain't good, bro. I'm gonna be back in here arresting her.
You. Yep. Exactly. I'm gonna be right here arresting you after this.
Yeah. Which obviously it's going to be something that is going to be some type of asterisk on his career, because obviously he will have to go into internal affairs to talk about how much he knew and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it doesn't get easy for him as well, too. But she sits back there and cries, and I think she realizes like, oh, that's absolutely my Hail Mary. I'm never going to be able to have that conversation again. That's it. And I think she realizes now that once again, she doesn't have a plan. Everything she's been doing this episode is not of a plan. Went from the hip. Maria, from the whole little meeting with the reporter, which didn't really give her any type of leverage, I would say. Maybe if she writes about it and it gets out there, maybe that is what happens next episode, is that conversation is what's going to end up being displayed about her. In her last interview, this is how she felt, make her go out, look like a hero.
Protecting the city, she died. Like it's Two-Face in The Dark Knight.
Yes, it absolutely is. Harvey Dent. So yeah, maybe that's how that's gonna play out. Now Miguel, this is so random. As I said in my notes, Miguel out randomly in the middle of the streets, in the middle of nowhere for whatever reason, because Miguel gets out his car and he gets ran up on, and he gets one person to kill the other person, and then he has his Denzel moment. Just the Mexican way. Miguel Garcia was right here.
I was highly confused about this whole thing. It made no sense.
Hey,
how
listen,
you a killer and you run away? Like, nigga, you're a hired killer and you ran away. Come on, bro. And you stabbed him? Like, what type of Timu ass hitman is they hiring here?
Questionable for sure. But yeah, Miguel still don't listen. Miguel looked formidable in this episode. This was a great moment. He had his Denzel moment. We probably gotta try to get him on the show too again, and talk to him about that, because that was pretty dope moment. I'm pretty sure any actor that gets to be like, oh man, I get to go out there and puff my chest out and say what I'm feeling and say I ain't hiding, I'm right here. Like, man, okay.
Diesel of him.
Yeah, you went from Denzel to Vin Diesel. Is crazy.
This is Brazil.
It's actually the same. It's actually really the same. It's actually
really exactly the same person.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, Kate, I think to really sum this up is that Kate is in AA, but Kate really misses D-Mac, and D-Mac really misses her, and they really have a very sentimental conversation. I think the only thing to make of this scene, besides establishing the feelings and sort of making sure that they're good, is I think this gets Kate back to Chicago ASAP. I think she's going to miss her grandson so bad that not only she's going to miss her grandson, she could. Little did she know, she got another one on the way.
Again, I've been saying it for this whole time. I'll set up a different premise. I don't think this gets Kate back to Chicago, but I think this is going to lead D-Mac to New York.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is the seeds are being laid for this family coming fully together, but I don't think it is going to become together in Chicago.
Do you think that they're trying to, I don't even want to say this in a disrespectful way, but do you think they're trying to soften up D-Mac's image so that he fits more into the mold of the aesthetic of what Ghost was? Not Ghost the character, Ghost the show.
Yes.
Because Ghost and the original Power series definitely feels very, and people even said it before, it felt more I don't know, but like
highbrow, high scale.
Yeah.
Yes.
And D-Mac being from Chicago, which he still would have to be a Chicago dude. But like if you put him in New York and you put him in the arcade, you're probably going to put him near a school. You're probably going to put him near some of those characters. You have to make them gel in a way that makes sense. I mean, I can't imagine a scene with D-Mac and Braden and it just looks okay if it's the D-Mac of D-Mac from previous seasons, if I must say.
But remember though, now we're dealing with a D-Mac who has more life experience now. You know, I think we were dealing with a D-Mac then when he was a kid and he was super reckless. Now he's reckless at times, but it's very calculated what he's doing. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're playing more off of. And he's sweet. Like he's a caring kid. He can't help that part of it. And I think that's the way you need.
And Tariq being his cousin, I mean, I know we just fantasy booking here, but Dad, that just seems right. Like, oh, you my cousin, and you live right what he do. He's like, man, I used to run with CBI in Chicago. Like, man.
Or you get the scene where he's with Kate, and maybe Tariq
comes in
and
hey, meet your cousin.
And he's and she says something, and he says, "Who, Uncle Tommy?" And D-Mac, "Oh, what you mean, my Uncle Tommy?" That's it right there.
I hate. Listen, as much as I hate that we don't get influence, I hate if any of these things don't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Or do you want better? Or does it happen episode 10?
Hey, it's a lot. Hey, that's what I say. We've talked about it. I think if it's going to be any form of a jump, it would have to be episode 10 because the groundwork has to be laid.
It could be two things, and it could be 2 days too. Like they can end the season halfway through episode 10. I mean, many shows have done that where they says the show is over, on to the future, 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever later, you know. So it could be something like that.
Again,
too.
We do know Power Legacy is coming. Like that's not an unknown thing.
Yeah.
So because we know Power Legacy is coming, and we know,
and they will not fill out that cash yet either.
They only gave you 2 names, so we know the 2 names that's in Power Legacy.
Oh, because I mean, what show did this? It was was it? Maybe it's Marvel, where they
they did a movie or a show or something. And it conflicted with the stakes in the movie. They did a show and it conflicted with the stakes of the movie.
Fantastic Four and the Cheers, maybe? Was it because they showed the Cheers before Fantastic Four came out?
So you took away the risk of losing certain characters. No.
Yeah. Yes, because they said they were going to return and that, yeah. Or was it the Thunderbolts?
Could be the Thunderbolts.
It was either way, it was Marvel. Y'all let us know, whatever.
Yeah.
But maybe.
So maybe right now they've only announced 2 characters, and that's clearly going to be.
So we're clearly going to have to like be available the finale day to go live at whatever point news start coming out, because there will definitely be things dropping.
It's going to come out all at once.
Yeah, it's going to be news after news after
all
news.
Come out at once.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
This is a show that they're very good at containing who will be into their productions. I mean, look how long it took for them to announce Origins and rounding out that cast. Like they know to give you the 2 names that's going to make you understand what Power Legacy is. Yeah. Past that, they like everything else is up in the air. You need to watch Force to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and honestly, they haven't even put Shamik on the Origins cast yet.
Yeah, they haven't.
Yeah,
we know he's going to be there. Well, no, we don't know. We don't know how they're going to portray Breeze.
And Joey could be on it too.
Yeah, they are really like not giving out too much information. But again, I don't think you want the show to do that. You don't want to give out too much stuff.
Yeah, it's not important. We're gonna
Yeah.
show up regardless. As you said, you give the key people, everything else falls in line. And actually, every other project title does this. Like even movies do it. They'll have your big names attached, and then you be like blah 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 joint like month later. It's like because they already knew what the plan was going to be. They knew how they needed to shoot things and whatnot. So and they got to work contracts and whatnot. But anyway, all right. So Shanti and Tommy now. Shanti says, I didn't see you at the club last night. Funny guy, because he knew what he was doing. And then Shanti says, your CBI days are numbered, and said, why? Because Diamond and Jannar tried to kill D-Mac. Keep talking. And tells him about the 9-7 moves, tells him about everything that they put D-Mac up to make their hands look clean in order to serve the body up for King Kilo and so on. And Tommy walks off pissed. He looks at Shanti and he did ask like what made you, what would make you why do you feel like you need to tell me this? And it's like, because I know what it looks like looking from the outside looking in. Well, honestly, these are feelings Shanti's had this entire season. So this is the icing of the cake here. But Tommy walks off pissed, and Tommy immediately goes to the CBI headquarters.
I love this.
It's a fight. I don't know how else to put this besides Diamond should have won this fight as he did. He got the best of him, shall I say.
Much bigger than Tommy. Yes.
The CBI people, they understood that it was a fight and they was going to let them scrap. Nobody really picked sides, I would say. D-Mac was kind of caught off guard because he got thrown out. He was about to get killed. He had no clue. I don't think Marshall knew as well, too. So that's also going to be a thing. But the CBI, Diamond and Jannar, they fought. I'll give it to you. What did you make of this fight?
Before the even fight started, I made a lot of the point that Jannar is already back on fentanyl. That's the first thing Tommy pointed
I forgot about that. Yeah.
The first thing Tommy pointed out. He said, y'all try to do this and look at him. He's high now. And we see Diamond try to because remember though, we're playing a situation where Tommy didn't know that Jannar was a junkie. All of this was hidden from Tommy. Yeah. So for him to bring that up, Diamond knew then it was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Because if Jannar is back on that stuff, then it's a bigger issue for him. As it just pertained to the fight, it played out exactly the way I thought it would. Yeah. One, Tommy is not gonna. Diamond's a boxer, right?
Yeah.
Whole fight. Diamond big as a motherfucker. There was no.
Everyone look at it. Yeah. Boxer fighter.
I'm more surprised Tommy didn't go in there with a gun. I'm not fighting you.
I think there's respect. There's respect there. There's brotherly respect. I mean, that's why I like how it was resolved, and they're just throwing things at each other. Like nobody's argument had any like sort of like truth. I mean, what's the word I'm looking at? Like, wait, nobody's sort of argument had weight. Like, you're out of CBI. I was like, what you mean? I helped you build this. He's like, well, I'm the coalition. It's like, all right, y'all just in y'all feelings here. Just throwing anything y'all can say.
I helped you build this. Tommy said, I am. And I said this last episode, and somebody to prove that I was in the comment section, somebody in the comment section put in there, no. This was Diamond and King Kilo's idea. It was not the coalition. This was all Tommy's idea. That's why Tommy said, I am the coalition. And Diamond, you're out of CBI. So at this point, we already know that relationship is over with between them.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of this fight, is to show you that relationship is now over.
Yeah.
And how do we now move forward everything? And it plays against the part of, I don't think we're there yet. So I'm not going to say the conversation between Miguel and Jefe. We're not.
Yeah, that's coming up next. But, so let me throw a couple things in there. Like Diamond saying, like you're nothing without me. We could have been partners, but you lied. I mean, they were partners. So like these are just emotional responses. But him yelling out, "You lied." I just leave it to you all because y'all are power investigators. Him saying that did not feel like the first time I've heard him echo out, "You lied," and it could only be one other person that he's
Diamond
had.
Saying you lied, or Tommy? Because I heard
Tommy saying you lied.
Yeah.
Which could only have been only one other person he's done that to. And I will leave it to y'all investigators to find out what scene did he yell that same thing to Ghost about "you lied." And I bring that up is because does Tommy generally feel like he lost a brother here because of him lying in a sense? And
well, Tommy feels like you don't have, once you lie to Tommy, all loyalty is out the window.
For sure.
I never trust you.
I see them having a conversation next episode now. I don't see them scrapping. I don't see a target on their head just yet.
There's no conversation.
We'll see. But I can also say that Jannar and Diamond are going to have it's going to be a lot of conversations.
Jannar and Diamond's going to have a conversation because if Jannar's getting high, that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But Tommy and Diamond, you know why they won't have a conversation? Because he did try to kill D-Mac.
Yeah.
And Tommy's not going to let that slide in any way. Because now he not only knows you tried to kill him, but you tried to set him up to die. Just because he was smart enough to get out of it does not change the fact that you tried to set my nephew up to die.
Yeah. Agreed.
But then it's going to be a question. How did Tommy get this information? Who is this information coming from?
I think it's a mute point. He brought it up and he said, don't worry about it here. I don't think they're going to go run down through it. And I don't think Jannar going to be smart enough to figure it out.
Oh, he's going to know it came from Shanti.
He has to, but why'd he ask if he knew it?
Yeah, because he's high.
And that's probably why they saw the scene of Tommy and Shanti together, and Jannar was like, what the fuck is that? I guess they're just going to play into that too. Yeah.
They play into the point that Shanti told Tommy everything. Yeah. Ooh,
I wonder if Shanti's going to catch a bullet.
And then both of the brothers having vices now. Diamond's overly drinking. Jannar is now smoking fentanyl again. Like, they're not in the best shape to take on this war, but then how can they go to war? CBI still has to be united.
Well, let's get there, because Miguel goes to see Che. He wants the green light. He wants to go out to Ortega. He drew first blood, and Che, I'm going to go backwards here because he says, like, let me walk away before I do something you regret. I feel everybody understands exactly what he's saying here, and that's saying, like, if I give you the green light, we're all smoked. We're cooked.
Yeah.
I can't give you that. And as much as it makes sense, and as much as I would want to do that, I can't, because we don't have the bodies. We need CBI. We need the coalition. In other words, Miguel, you need a friend of an enemy of my enemy is my friend. You need your brother Tommy in this case.
Yep.
And I don't necessarily, honestly, I would love, I mean, we haven't shown how big Ortega's force is, but if you're going to have a war, they need to start having people pop up like right now. Otherwise, they're looking like the Irish, who has 10 people, who's supposed to have a whole country. I am confused about bodies on this show, because people like Vic went into that bar with 5 people, which was 2 more from what he originally had, and I just don't get it. But if Miguel was going to take Ortega, so I don't know. I'm just going to quickly fancy book this. I think with Stacey off the board, Sang now steps up. Ortega gets out of jail. He gets exposed, but we need to see Ortega with his people and everybody around him. And Miguel needs CBI, needs the coalition in order to take Ortega off the board. Diamond's not going to agree to that. Jannar's not going to agree to that until there becomes a threat to them. And as of right now, they have set nothing up to be a threat towards Diamond and Jannar.
It's the thing, though. And we just seen it play out once, and I think it's going to play out again next episode. CBI has to join in if the coalition votes to do it.
Ooh.
And you don't think Tommy ain't crazy. Tommy will go to them and say, this is best for business. And then when they vote and CBI has to do it, they have no choice.
Or it could get even crazier. I doubt this happens because I don't know how much time we have left. What's the chances that the IPs join the coalition?
Oh, that's going to happen. Obviously, I'm about to say that. That's going to happen. And they're going to be brought in by Tommy. And at that point, the coalition, whatever Tommy says goes. And then you're going to see the true power structure of
and the coalition respects Miguel. They respect Miguel. And Che, a matter of fact, could you imagine Che joining the coalition meeting? Just his presence there?
That would be the best thing for him. At this point, all of my work is going to the coalition. Because now my other big thing goes with the coalition.
And I won't say that Che looked shook, but he knew exactly what was happening here. He knows, like, if we move, we're cooked.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to lose Miguel. I think he respects Miguel, and I think he knows how valuable Miguel is to him. So he can't afford Miguel to come off the board. But yeah, next episode is gonna be tight. I can feel it. I can feel it. Anyway, Ortega is saying he don't pay for failed attempt. He gets the info about Maria and the baby. He says kill the sister and the baby first. He wants Tommy to suffer. And then dude says they're all gonna die. I mean, this dude is just making all types of promises he can't keep.
After he couldn't stab Miguel. Yeah. Like, come on, bro.
Last scene is Stacey and Tommy. Tommy walks up to her limping after getting beat by the fight, which I thought was great. But as you mentioned, Tommy was out here looking like a tired black woman. He
Yep.
just he was tired. He been through enough today, and he had
Big Mama
time.
with his house coat on, and you up here complaining about dinner. I ain't got time for this shit today.
But he kills her, and he puts 2 in her, leaves her. She tried to arrest him, and as I said, her trying to arrest him, clearly she didn't have a plan. But she did make it very clear that she said, I'm gonna take this on the chin, like leak everything. I got enough resources to bounce back. It's not a bad play. She had to did it in the beginning.
Yeah. At this point, you don't have enough resources. You just want to play tough at this point.
Yeah.
And when did DA people start carrying guns? I was so super confused.
She said she had a gun since the all DAs do.
No. I mean DA to arrest. They don't arrest. They don't do that. Not at all. That is not what the DA office is for. Like
Angela always had a gun.
She wasn't supposed to though. Like there's no calling for the DA to be armed. You can get a permit, but you can't, like, you're not sworn in to carry a weapon and be part of the DA. That's why you can't arrest nobody. The DA has to get cops to arrest somebody. None of this made sense what she was doing. But it goes by your theory is that she was not thinking. She was just flying by the seat of her pants this entire episode. And this was that final flight that she took that made no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. That is the end of episode 307. We got 3 more to go. As I mentioned, our interview with Miriam, aka Robin Hood, aka Stacey Marks, is available right now. Check it out. But also, y'all know the drill. Get in the comments, let us know y'all thoughts about tonight's episode, and let us know your predictions going into next week's episode. Episode 8 has got to be crazy. It's typically 9 with Power, but I just got a feeling this next episode has got to be off the chain. There is so much happening in this episode that has certainly got to shift and shake some things up for next week, and we'll be here to talk all about it. We'll have interviews next week. We'll have interviews the week after that. We'll have interviews the week after that. We'll have a live recap after that. Listen, once news start to come out about the future of the Power Universe, we'll obviously be live to talk to you about that and speculate with that. There's just a lot. I know we got 3 weeks of this show, but we certainly got so much to cover down the line for that. But until then, thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all back next week.